Hey, what's going on, guys? Bit of a different setup, I know. And actually, what I'm gonna get down here to a better level. This is a bit of a different review. Um, I've been debating getting some of these for a while. I partly got looking into getting some of these because of the new movie that's coming out, and um, simply just wanted to start getting them. I obviously grew up with these guys, a lot of which I don't remember the names when I was little, but now that I do, I'm starting to get into them more. So, we're going to be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Ironhide from the Bumblebee movie. Obviously, a bit of an older figure, but my Walmart still is selling these. So, in fact, they have RC and Ironhide. So, depending on how this review goes, if you want to see RC, we'll do that. So, pretty standard packaging from what I could tell for the Studio Series. You got the big image of the character from the movie up front. Got the Transformers logo. You got the number that it is. You got the Transformers logo. And you got the Bumblebee movie logo. On this side, you got the number, another image, and Studio Series. On the other side, you got a picture of Ironhide. On the back, you get his robot mode and his alt mode. And yeah, so really quick, I'm going to mention this. Right now, I have him in his alt mode. I will probably not show you how to get into his alt mode, though. And the reason being because since I am new to collecting the Studio Series, it's my first figure. I don't know how many figures I'm going to get. It was a bit of a struggle for me to transform him. I can always attempt to, but you'll at least see him transform back into his robot mode. So, starting with some of the things he comes with, so I'm actually going to start with a fairly big thing. So what's nice about the Studio Series is that they do come with their own display stands. And as you can see here, it's the Battle Cybertron that was seen in the opening of the movie. And you got Transformers, and also Studio Series, and the number that he is. And then you've got a little display base with the Bumblebee movie logo on it. So there you go. And you can actually have him sit here too in his alt mode. So yeah, let's get to an accessory that he can actually hold, or as you can see, have on him, which is this blaster. Really nicely sculpted. It's all in black, but you've got two pegs. One is for if you did it like this, which you can stick on top of here with this hole here. The other one is, well, you'll get to see it later, but it's for him to have it pegged onto his back in his alt mode, and then obviously the peg that goes into here also goes into his hand when he does that. So take a look at his alt mode. It's a Cybertronian truck. You got a big Autobot logo on there. A lot of the details that I'm going to show you on here are going to be in his alt mode, so I'm going to kind of just wait to get into the super details on here, but it looks good. Don't know if these are supposed to, but you can kind of open these like a door, but there's not really a purpose there. So yeah, there's not a lot of his robot bits showing unless you look under, because when you go under, you obviously see like his head and his arms and feet, but that's just the way it is. From what I understand, this is the same kind of mold that Ratchet has, so hopefully Ratchet will also be an easier experience for me since I kind of know the mold. So, and if you do get it at the right angle, you can have light coming through here. So it's pretty nice. So yeah, just basically like truck alt mode. Now here's where the interesting part comes in. I'm going to transform him. Now, if you want a actual like instruction on how to do it, and let's say you're also struggling with the changing of the different modes and the instruction pamphlet, you can't really follow. Like I tried following the instruction pamphlet, I couldn't, so I ended up watching Prime X Prime reviews. So shout out to him with that. Took a little bit, but I figured it out. So yeah. So there we go. Changing it back to his alt mode is much easier, or changing it back to his robot mode is much easier than his alt mode, I can tell you that much. Hopefully that I did this right. And let's get his hands out here. Rotate these and rotate these. So yeah, and then there is Ironhide. As you can see, mine is a bit floppy, but he can stand. That is one thing that if you are thinking about getting into collecting Transformers, is that I've seen that sometimes they can be a bit floppy. I have experience with that. I have no problem with it unless it becomes an extreme problem. Like, you can never stand them up. Then it's a problem for me. With this guy, I get him at the right angle, he's standing up. So there you go. So real quick, like I said before, what you can do is that you can, and this goes into either hand, you can put it into either hand, but it fits. So there you go. If you get it at the right angle, you can kind of have a two-handed pose. Not really though. When you have it like this, which is probably the best pose you're gonna get. The articulation just doesn't allow for that. But this other peg here, which I don't know if you can see it, right there. There you go. You can peg into this hole right here, and you can just stick it in there, and there you go. Now it's stored. So I'm gonna put that off to the side. So taking a look at his head sculpt, it's pretty cool. It's Ironhide. I know that obviously. One of the interesting things for me is that when I delved back into Transformers for the first time in a long time, was the kind of divide of who likes the old Bayverse designs more, or who likes like the classic G1, or the one of the many animated series, or the Nightverse, which is what Bumblebee is from, or is that at least that's what they're calling it. And this is obviously connected to Rise of the Beast. Ironhide doesn't seem to be in that movie. I don't know if he'll show up again. I hope he does. You see him in a brief cameo in the back of Bumblebee. So yeah. I grew up with a multitude of Transformers media. I watched the old cartoon. I watched Transformers Prime, and I watched the movies. So there's that. And that's all I basically have to say about that. So, and that's the other thing. I did grow up with a lot of these characters. I just didn't remember their names. So when I finally got back into Transformers, then I remember their names. Oh, I forgot to do this. Rotate his wheels back in. Okay. So yeah. But looking at Ironhide here, pretty good head sculpt. It looks like Ironhide. It doesn't really work right now. Here, let's see. Do I have a light on my tablet here? I do not. Well, kind of like how his chest or like the car would. There is light piping behind his head. So right now you can actually see the glowing eyes, but you guys can't. So I do apologize for that. I don't have the best lighting here right now. I don't know if maybe I did this, if it would do it at all. No, you can't really see it there either. So apologies for that, but if you hold it up next to a light, you can't even see it from there. Yeah. If you hold it up next to a light, his eyes will kind of glow, if you will. It looks pretty cool. It looks accurate. Again, then you have the big Autobot logo. Very, just looks like the Bumblebee design of Ironhide. You know, got all the usual robot bits mixed in with the old G1 design. Obviously, one of the things that some people might get annoyed by, I don't know if this is really an annoyance at all. Hasn't really been for me. You do have gaps behind the legs here because that is where the foot folds up into. But I'm okay with it because they can't really do a whole lot about that, in my opinion. So, and then there's not really much to see here on the back. So, let's get into articulation. So his head can only look up that far, and look up or look down that far. Oh wow! I didn't realize the shoulder is about that. Can look side to side. He's got excellent head articulation. His arms move out. They rotate as much as you can. He does have a sort of a bicep swivel. Hinges a single joint elbow. Like it can hinge both ways. The hands do not swivel or move at all. I mean, you can move it like this, but that's only because you can fold them in. There's no like abdomen articulation, but he does have a waist swivel. He can kick up that far, kick back that far. You can do the splits. He's got thigh rotation. His knees can go up that far. His feet can go, well, technically that far back. Not really at all forward. And it does have a little bit of ankle pivot, but not a lot. This one seems to have more for some reason. Hopefully that's not an actual quality control issue. So, but yeah, so that is Ironhide. I don't have any other Transformers to compare them to. I don't know where all my old Transformers went. So, this is kind of what I'm working with. So, if you enjoy this review, let me know. If you want me to review more Transformers, I will. There will probably be a mix of certain designs, I can tell you that much, because I like designs better than some others. But if I do get another one, it will probably be RC. And I do plan on getting some of the Rise of the Beast ones. So, yeah. But I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.